When a man reaches the age of 50, his body no longer functions the same as it did 2 or 3 decades ago. What many people don't realize is that the male sex hormone, testosterone, begins to decline silently. According to major medical studies, more than half of middle-aged and older men experience some degree of testosterone decline. This can manifest in many ways: decreased interest in sex, difficulty maintaining the same energy as before, or mood swings. However, most men choose to stay silent, rarely talking about these changes, because culture and fear make them consider it sensitive. Meanwhile, the market is flooded with tempting offers: just take this capsule, testosterone will increase overnight, or, when hormones drop, there is nothing to save, just accept your fate. Both of these views are wrong. On one side is the hype to sell the product, on the other side is the pessimism that makes people ignore the opportunity to improve their health. The reality lies somewhere in between. Testosterone declines with age, but that doesn't mean you're completely helpless. There are still many practical, simple, and safe ways to help your body maintain balanced hormone levels. Testosterone doesn't drop suddenly like a broken machine. Instead, it decreases slowly, on average about 1% per year after the age of 30 to 40. By the age of 55 or 60, testosterone levels can be about 20 to 30% lower than when you were young. This is enough of a decrease to feel different, but it's not catastrophic. The important thing is to understand this process correctly so that you can find the right solution. Imagine the body as a symphony orchestra. In that orchestra, testosterone is one of the main instruments, but not the only one. As we age, the testosterone orchestra grows quieter, while other instruments like the stress hormone cortisol and insulin resistance play louder, drowning out the music. The result is an imbalance. The goal is not to crank up the volume of testosterone to its maximum, but to tune the orchestra so that all the instruments are in tune. This is where nutrition and lifestyle come in as conductors. A common but often underrated food, olive oil, can play a key role in keeping the hormone orchestra running smoothly. Rich in good fats, specifically monounsaturated fatty acids, and packed with antioxidants, olive oil protects cells, reduces inflammation, and helps the body maintain testosterone levels. Numerous studies in Mediterranean countries, where people eat olive oil daily, have found that men there not only have healthier hearts, but also maintain more stable testosterone levels than those in many Western countries. It's important to emphasize that olive oil is not a trick or a miracle cure. It's part of a healthy lifestyle that helps regulate hormonal balance. When you combine olive oil with other nutrients, like honey or mineral-rich nuts, you create a synergy, a musical piece, that supports your body rather than works against it. Yet many people get it wrong. Some men think that fatigue, lack of concentration, or decreased libido are just a result of low testosterone. Others think that these symptoms are just normal aging and cannot be changed. Both ways of thinking cause them to miss out on opportunities to improve their quality of life. Think of testosterone like the Wi-Fi signal in your home. The signal strength may be good, but if your device is jammed, you still can't connect. In the body, testosterone also needs devices, hormone receptors, to function. If the receptor is blocked by inflammation or excess fat, even if the measured testosterone level in the blood is not too low, the body still cannot take advantage of it. On the contrary, with a sufficient amount of testosterone but the receptor is working well, the body still functions healthily. This is why age is not the only factor. Lifestyle is the key: get enough sleep, eat a balanced diet, control stress, limit alcohol, quit smoking, and maintain regular exercise. Reducing belly fat alone can significantly improve testosterone, because the fat layer in the waist area produces the enzyme aromatase, the culprit that turns testosterone into estrogen. Testosterone is not only related to sex, but is also associated with strong bones, flexible muscles, stable red blood cell count, and daily mood. When this hormone level drops too quickly, many men not only find themselves weaker in bed, but also have a state of brain fog, easily exhausted, and feel like losing their inherent vitality. When it comes to testosterone, many people mistakenly believe that low blood levels are the cause of fatigue, decreased vitality, or decreased libido. In fact, that's not necessarily the case. testosterone in the blood is only part of the story. What's more important is whether or not this hormone is actually working in the body. Think of testosterone as the Wi-Fi signal in your home. It may be strong, but if your phone or laptop has a connection problem, you still can't use the internet. The same goes for the body. Testosterone needs to bind to special receivers, called androgen receptors, to work. When the receptors are blocked by inflammation, excess fat, or toxins, testosterone, even though it exists in the blood at normal levels, cannot work effectively. This is why many men over 50 feel exhausted, lethargic, or have difficulty concentrating, even though their test results are not too abnormal. This also explains why supplementing testosterone from outside alone may not be beneficial. If the receptor is not sensitive, the supplemental hormone is like interference in Wi-Fi, the signal is still weak. Another factor that is often overlooked is the role of belly fat. The fat stored around the waist and abdomen is not just a cosmetic issue. It is like a small factory that produces the enzyme aromatase. This enzyme is responsible for converting testosterone into estrogen. The more belly fat, the more intense this process is, causing less and less available testosterone. In other words, the bigger the waist, the more hormonal masculinity is suffocated. In addition, other hormones such as cortisol, the stress hormone, and insulin, the hormone that controls blood sugar, also play an important role in the overall picture. When stress is prolonged or the body is resistant to insulin, testosterone is overwhelmed and no longer plays a leading role. Think of it like an orchestra, where when the cortisol drums and insulin trumpets are too loud, the testosterone guitar is drowned out. This leads to an important conclusion: the solution is not simply to increase testosterone at all costs. Instead, it is necessary to optimize the body's environment, reduce inflammation, control stress, improve sleep, reduce belly fat, and balance nutrition. When these factors are improved, the androgen receptor becomes more sensitive, allowing testosterone to exert its natural effects. Several clinical studies have shown that losing just 5 to 10% of body weight, especially belly fat, can significantly improve testosterone levels. This does not require expensive drugs or complicated therapies, but is mainly based on the basic principles: eat plenty of green vegetables, healthy fats like olive oil, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, and maintain a regular exercise routine. By doing this, men will not only see changes in their sex drive, but also improvements in muscle strength, bone density, mental alertness, and even daily mood. Instead of living with the decline, they can take control and turn their 50s into a healthy and vibrant period. If there is a hidden enemy that silently destroys the testosterone levels of middle-aged men, it is chronic stress. When you have to work under pressure, constantly worry about finances, family, or simply lack of rest time, the body will secrete a lot of cortisol, the main stress hormone. It is worth mentioning that cortisol and testosterone always have an opposing relationship. When one side increases, the other side decreases. Therefore, prolonged stress will cause testosterone to plummet, leading to fatigue, loss of motivation, and decline in men's health. One of the natural and simple ways to deal with this condition is meditation and deep breathing. Research shows that just spending 10 to 15 minutes a day practicing conscious breathing or meditation can significantly reduce cortisol levels, while improving the body's ability to recover. This helps testosterone have a stable environment to rebalance. In addition, quality sleep plays an extremely important role. Testosterone is produced mainly at night, especially during deep sleep. A man who sleeps less than 5 hours a night can lose up to 15% of his testosterone in just 1 week compared to someone who gets 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Not only that, lack of sleep also causes weight gain, reduces concentration, and makes the body age faster. To improve sleep, you can apply some simple but effective habits: keep a regular sleep schedule, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Avoid using phones and computers at least 1 hour before bed, because blue light slows down the secretion of melatonin, a hormone that helps you sleep well. Create a dark and quiet sleeping space. If necessary, use blackout curtains or a white noise machine. Avoid caffeine and alcohol in the evening, because they disrupt deep sleep. Finally, remember that mental relaxation is also part of men's health. A light walk, a chat with a friend, or simply spending time on a hobby can help relieve stress, which in turn helps your body produce natural testosterone. When you know how to manage stress and get enough sleep, it is a solid foundation for long-term performance. So we've explored 3 important pillars that help middle-aged men maintain and increase their natural testosterone: proper nutrition, scientific exercise, and stress management and quality sleep. These are not far-fetched secrets, but small changes you can start today. Remember, testosterone is more than just a number in a blood test. It is the factor that helps you maintain energy, concentration, muscle mass, bone and joint health, and even optimism in life. When you care about your endocrine health, it means you are investing in your youth, confidence, and future. There is no need to pursue expensive or dangerous methods, just persistently follow the basic steps: add extra virgin olive oil and healthy foods to your meals, exercise regularly to maintain muscle and blood circulation, and know how to rest and relax so that your body can recover naturally. Think of it as a journey, not a destination. Every day you give yourself a little attention, your body will gradually respond with a stronger vitality. And most importantly, you will not only live longer, but also live healthier, happier with your family and loved ones. If you find the information in the video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next content. This is how you accompany us, and also how many other men know that they can absolutely maintain their form at any age.